Hello and welcome to the Gold Daily Forecast. Today is Monday and also the first day of this month. So we will discuss what we can expect this week and also what we can expect in the upcoming next 30 days of this month, as mentioned in yesterday's weekly forecast. Therefore, I am not going to do any analysis about that, and I am not going to discuss what happened last week. Before we start today's daily forecast, I would like to show you the order I placed on Friday during the New York session. You can see I took around 500 pips from that order. In the morning on Friday, the price touched the sell zone that we drew earlier in the morning. You can also see the price touching the 150 EMA in the 1-hour chart. After that rapid downward movement, a couple of fair value gaps were created. You can see around that area, especially on the 15-minute chart, one fair value gap appeared, and I was targeting that fair value gap. But around the London session, you can see there was a big, rapid downward movement. Therefore, I did not enter the market because that was a very big bearish candle, and that is not a good place to enter the market since we would need to place a large stop loss. Therefore, I didn't enter the market. After that, the price came upward again, but that was not a good sign for me to enter the market because I thought there was another fair value gap on top of the 15-minute fair value gap. You can see in the 5-minute chart that another fair value gap formed above the 15-minute fair value gap. Therefore, I was waiting to enter the market until the price came to that fair value gap. Finally, the price reached that fair value gap during the New York session. After the price came to the fair value gap, I waited until a bearish candle formed, and then I entered the market after that. You can see I gained around 500 pips from that trade. Now, you can see the price is going upward after touching that support area. It looks like that is a very strong support. We can also see some small touches around the buy zone. Now I am going to check what we can expect in today's market. First of all, in the daily chart, there are two main zones I can show you. The first one is the bottom buy zone. This is a high demand buy zone for me because after the price reached that area last month, there was a rapid upward movement. If the price breaks that area, then we can expect it to move down to the next buy zone. But first of all, I am targeting this buy zone in the daily chart because the zone is within the 50 EMA on the daily chart. Before that, you can see another fair value gap above that area. Sometimes the price could reach that fair value gap, fill those buy orders, and then move down to that buy zone. If the price goes down and creates good confirmations for sellers, then you can enter the market with a big order until the price reaches that buy zone. These are the two main zones I am looking at to enter the market with buy orders. But we can also enter within smaller zones too. The question is, which zone will the market take first? Because this is internal liquidity and this is external liquidity. At first, I was thinking the price would come down to the buy zone, but after seeing today's morning movements, it looks like we may see upward movement. In the 4-hour chart, you can see a big wick was created in the morning's 4-hour candle. That was a very good confirmation of liquidity grab below that area. Therefore, we can expect some upward movement, and some buy zones are very important at this stage. First of all, I would like to draw support and resistance levels. Then I will draw the buying and selling zones according to today's chart. Before that, I would like to hide my EMA lines and delete all the old zones to get a clearer look at the chart. These are not needed for now. First, I'll check the support and resistance lines. You can see there was a reversal in price after touching the 3980 area, therefore I would like to move it a little bit higher. This is the only change I made with the support and resistance lines. I would also move the 3920 line slightly higher. These are the two adjustments I made. Now I am going to draw the buying and selling zones on the 4-hour chart. Around that area, we can see the price moved upward after coming down to that area. Therefore, I would like to draw that as a buy zone with those two wicks. This is our first buy zone. If the price comes down there again, then we can buy. Also, you can see the price move down rapidly from that zone. Therefore, I would like to mark that area as our sell zone. This is our sell zone. I'll make small adjustments later in the 1-hour chart after identifying these zones in the 4-hour chart. These are the nearest buy and sell zones in the current situation. After that, you can see there is another pullback around that area, a rapid downward movement after the price came down there. Therefore, I would like to draw that area as another sell zone. This is our third sell zone. It's much higher, so we can't expect the price to reach that far within 2 days, but we don't know what will happen. Now I am going to draw the buy zones, which are at the bottom of the chart. It's a little bit confusing to draw this area because these two areas are very close to each other. Therefore, I will first draw this area as a buy zone. Also, you can see there was a rapid upward movement from that area. Therefore, I will draw that zone as another buy zone. This is our main buy zone, which was drawn using the daily chart. Now we have 3 small buy zones and 2 sell zones, along with 1 big buy zone. Now I would like to draw today's expected setups. First, I will activate my EMA lines. Because this is a consolidating market, the validity of EMA lines is a little bit lower compared to a trending market. Therefore, in these kinds of consolidating markets, we use EMA lines as support and resistance rather than to identify the trend. You can see in the 1-hour chart that the 150 EMA is again within that sell zone. If the price comes back there, we can expect 2 things. First, I'm thinking to buy around that sell zone because of the big rejection. That rejection is very strong and could cause a big upward movement. Therefore, my first setup for today is buying within that sell zone because it has already touched twice, and we can expect another pullback. But the first priority for me is to buy after a breakout. If the price breaks upward with a 1-hour candle, then wait for a retest and the formation of another bullish candle in the 1-hour chart. Then you can enter the market using the fair value gap in the 15-minute to 5-minute chart. Your first take profit should be around that support, and you can keep your order open if the price continues upward, because there's a lot of liquidity around those fair value gap areas. We do not know exactly how far it will go, but the price could move further up. On the other hand, this is also a good sell zone. You can see the 1-hour candle rejecting once again, but we do not know what to expect in the London session. Anyway, we have to wait until the price come around that sell zone. We can also expect the 150 EMA to meet with it there. If the price creates a bearish candle on the 1-hour chart, then you can enter the fair value gap after that candle completes and place your sell order. Take your first profit around that buy zone. This is our second setup. Buying and selling between this buy zone and sell zone is very important. If the price comes down, we can buy again with confirmations. It looks like the price is consolidating between these zones as well. These are the 3 setups we can expect mainly in today's market. We can also expect some pullbacks. If the price breaks down, then you can enter the market as a buyer within these 2 buy zones. If the price comes down to that buy zone, you can enter with confirmations. Also, if the price breaks below that buy zone, it's still a good area to buy because it's much deeper. You can see there are 3 buy zones, so you have to wait and identify confirmations before entering the market. Today's market is a little bit hard to forecast because there are many zones and the EMA lines are all over the place, not showing any clear trend. Therefore, you have to keep a clear mind and find confirmations before entering the market. Thank you very much for joining our daily forecast, and I'm hoping to meet you again in tomorrow's daily forecast. Thank you very much.